Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Martin. This is video number 5, day number 5 of looking to do 100 videos in 100 consecutive days and en route to discover really some of the concepts and ideas and how I translate things which I've discovered in martial arts and health and fitness and how I can make that apply in the bigger picture of life, and hopefully trying to find some people along the way, build a community of like-minded people who have also discovered some key concepts and ideas in whatever field that they've actually pursued, and how they can broaden that out into the big wide world, if you like. So the other day I spoke a little bit about the when I discovered through Derren Brown's book, um, Happy. The book's called Happy. The concept of good enough. Things can't always be perfect. Sometimes aim for good enough, and this is certainly one of those things. These concepts, I should say, that I'm working today. So a little tired today. Lots of things going on, but wanted to make sure that I remained consistent. And I thought, well, although this isn't going to be the most clear and concise video, today I'm aiming for good enough. And everything is information, everything is feedback, everything is something which I can pay attention to and look back to. What I thought I would also think about is, I don't know if any of you have done or tried Zone 2 training. I just really only discovered Zone 2 training a few years ago. It was sort of, I was looking at trying to look at training a little bit more intelligently as I got older, something which seemed to work despite whatever it is that I was doing, that promoted longevity and health, um, and something where I wouldn't be burnt out doing it. So Zone 2 training, basically, sometimes it's known as aerobic threshold training. There's other bits and pieces, but the idea is training at a very specific heart rate that promotes you primarily using fat to burn fuel, but more importantly, it's an area where you're very unlikely for something to go ping, muscle to go ping, or to be burnt out or exhausted or end up getting ill through overtraining, whatever it is. It's something that you can do pretty much every single day, and over time you'll find that your efficiency and the ability to do more and stay within this low heart rate, um, it increases very roughly. There is a more exact formula, but a really good starting point is to take 180 beats and minus your age to it. So for me, I'm 48, so 180 minus 48, I have a target heart rate of 132 beats per minute. To go over that, in the primal health community, that's known as the black hole, and a lot of people train in the black hole. It's not really super fast that you get all the benefits of this sort of high intensity training, but also not slow that you get this aerobic threshold, this in between layer, which over time can be quite damaging. So yeah, very roughly 180 beats minus your age per minute, and then you can give or take 5 to 10 beats dependent on your general level of health. If you are returning after a long injury, or you haven't done an awful lot of fitness before, you can probably take another 10 beats off that. If you generally are quite fit, you might be able to add, five beats or so to it. Where you're taking it off here, but obviously wear a watch that has a heart rate monitor and go out and go on a slow run and see when do you go over your heart rate, where you're in that zone, that kind of nice stressy zone, creating some stress hormones. Not necessarily something which you want to spend loads and loads of time in. Obviously, like anything else, a little bit of stress on the body is good for you, but zone 2 is all about staying under this heart rate. And it's really cool because I spoke obviously on the first video about awareness, being aware of the things which you're drawn to, but also the things which can knock you off course. You get this fantastic awareness doing Zone 2 training because you begin to because you're checking your watch all the time because it's so easy to go over. It's quite funny actually. When I first actually started practicing this, I'd sort of would be doing laps around the local field, overtaking an old lady walking her dog, and then realizing I'm over my heart rate, and then this old lady overtaking me because I'm having to slow right down. So she's thinking like, what is this weirdo all about? But yeah, the idea with the Zone 2 training is that you build this awareness of when you're over that heart rate. You're aware you're in this kind of slightly stressy zone. So after a while, you're almost checking in with your heart rate to make sure, is what I'm feeling correct with the data coming back from my heart rate. And it's quite amazing. I mean, for me as a martial artist, I spent a lot of my training in this sort of heart rate really high fear zone, especially when you're sparring and things like that. But it's fantastic to be able to try and practice and see in whatever discipline that you're doing, whatever sport you're doing, how much time do you spend out of that heart rate zone, and can you, from a point of awareness and educating yourself, can you look for times where you can stretch out the time where you're actually in zone two. Used to do it sometimes when someone were if I had a student that would really panic when they were getting hit, and they said, I find that I get exhausted, and there's a lot of things going on. They're holding their breath. It's unnatural. They're hitting that panicky zone, but you would get someone first, maybe teach them a little bit of belly breathing. So belly breathing is a really, really good thing to do. Basically, starting off with one hand on the chest, one hand on your tummy, and trying to breathe from the belly. I'll do a video on it at some point because I wanted to be quite quick today. But it's amazing. Firstly, some people can't even belly breathe actually just standing still. But once you can I do it walking? Can I do it jogging? Can I do it running? Can I do it when can I belly breathe when someone's trying to hit me? Obviously, you don't want your hands here. You're going to get hit a lot. You're going to have to keep your guard up. Um, but yeah, just being able to see what's the times I'm out of zone two, and then I really like the idea of being able to apply this kind of zone two method to other things. So obviously, this common theme being able to broaden out something which works in the field and make it work. I find points in my life where I get overwhelmed, and it's when there's multiple things happening at once. So it's one big thing, but it's like lots of different things which is happening. If I can just break that down, relax, take a breath, and be aware and have a look. Well, what's the series of things which is knocking me off kilter? What's the most important thing which is knocking me off kilter? Can I just concentrate on that? And if that is too much and it doesn't make me feel like it's uh, I feel it's beyond my zone two threshold, if you like. Can I split that down even more, break that down into more component pieces until it's something which is small enough for me to be able to tackle? It's something which works really, really well for me. So yeah, so that's a little intro into zone two. I wanted to try and be a little bit. Do you know what? I can't even tell on here how long I've been, but I'm going to definitely talk more about it. But in terms of aiming for good enough, wanted to get on, keep the videos going. Thanks so much for those of you who have liked and subscribed to the channel. I would definitely encourage, if any of you haven't, please do so. It's really good. It gives me feedback of if these videos are resonating or not. And in the coming weeks, I need to get my head around a lot of things, how to create thumbnails and hashtags and other bits and pieces. But all of that will come. So signing off. Have a fantastic Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow.